Hello, today we're going to talk about automate your salary so you never have to think about money again. This is a 10-minute guide to building a system that runs itself from payday to peace of mind. So, okay, when your salary lands in your bank account, what actually happens? Look, if the honest answer is it just goes, and by the end of the month, you're doing that quiet maths in your head before payday, this video is for you. Here's the thing. Nobody tells you you don't need more willpower. You need your money to move before you even get the chance to think about it. So, how it works. The problem with how most people handle money is that money sits in one account, one single account. The salary comes and then you pay one thing without any system. So it goes to mortgage, food, random Amazon parcels, whatever is left. That's not a system. That's just hoping. What's the reality? After more than 15 years in finance, in different institutions in London, earning what most people would call a brilliant salary and still living paycheck to paycheck. With a good job, a good title, but zero clarity. The fix wasn't budget harder. It was taking the decision making out completely. What I discovered is if I have a system every month automatically that sends the money to different buckets, then I would be able to know exactly what's in and what's out and how to manage it. So I would divide it in 5 buckets. The first one for fixed living expenses, for example, for mortgage or rent, for bills, and for food, the basic things. This is first standing order on payday, never competing with a takeaway, for example, on Friday night, or priority. The second bucket is debt payoff. On the same day, not whatever is left. A debt with a dated plan and automatic payment isn't scary. It's just a countdown. The third bucket, investing. With a fixed amount, automated on payday, before you can decide whether you feel like it or not. Of course, nobody does it. That's why it must be automatic. So even $50 per month, if you add it up, for example, in 12 months, in 2 years, in 5 years, it will be a lot of money. And then you will forget it, just send the money to the investing pot and forget about it. But it needs to follow also a plan. The fourth bucket, emergency fund buffer. You don't touch that money, and it will cover a car repair, forgotten school trip, or a medical appointment, or things that are unexpected. So you will have the money there. And 5, holidays and fun money. So that's the bucket that a lot of people skip. Why? Because that's the last thing you think about. Let's do an example. So let's say you have $5,000 a month in your bank account every single month. How would you split it? So the first bucket, the fixed living expenses, I would say maximum 55% of your income, which is $2,750. It could be different for everyone, but the rule is like it's around 55 to 60% of your income. So you will have money for the rest. Let's say, yeah, and you will cover your mortgage, your bills, food, or your rent. And the first standing order on payday goes to that bucket. So you have peace of mind, you have the basics covered. The second one is the debt payoff. So let's say it should be around 15% of your income. And in this case, for the $5,000, it will be around $750. Again, same day, it's automated for that bucket, and then it's not whatever is left to pay debt. So if you pay your debt on time, you will know exactly how much you get and how many interest you pay. And also you will know exactly when you're going to finish to pay that debt. So that's important, is knowing your numbers. The third bucket, investing $500, for example, which is around 10% of your income. So that's a fixed amount every month. It might be less, let's say, as I said, $50 per month or $100 per month. I would say 10% because that will give you peace of mind. And normally you when the money comes in, you pay the rent, you pay all the bills, you go out, and at the end of the month, nothing is left for investing or for saving. So I would say 10% of your income goes to investing. Number 4, emergency fund. This is something that I would say that 10% of your income is a fair number. It might be more or a little bit less, but it's important to have a piece of your income going to that emergency fund. Why? Because and leave it untouched. Why? Because the boiler can be broken, you need a car repair, you have a forgotten school trip that you had to pay, or a medical expense or something like that, something that you didn't expect and is there, and then you will have to get an additional loan, pay with credit card, or you might not have the money to pay these things. So that's important. And number 5, holidays and fun money. I would say another 10% of your income for that bucket. So, and that's also the typical bucket people skip because they leave that at the end. So suddenly on Saturday, they go to a shopping mall and they spend more than they should, or they pay with credit card again, and then the interest rate is growing and growing and growing, and then you wouldn't be able to pay. So that's the one that makes the whole system sustainable, because you take holidays, do you? So if you have some spare money to spend on your holidays, you will be able to plan in advance. Where do you want to go? How much can you spend? How many days can you go? Because you have the money already planned in advance for that, for the holidays. And that's it. $5,000 with 5 direct debits, 0 decision left to make once payday. And that's the whole point of this method. So you spend the first 30 minutes just sending the money, the direct debits to your different buckets, and then you just need to review it every month, and that's it. You adjust it. Of course, every single case is different. You might be spending more than 55% in rent or in your mortgage. Maybe the interest rate of your mortgage increased, that the Bank of England or the Fed increased the rates, so it might be a little bit more or less, but this is something that you can manage because you know your numbers, and you just adjust the holidays and fun money or the investing part, and you continue month after month. And the same is if you have a salary increase, you can also adjust these the buckets to adjust it to your new salary. So you will be able to know exactly how much is in and how much is out. So how you set it up? Most banking apps let you open saving pots in minutes. You don't need new bank accounts for each pot. It's just you just can divide it in the same bank account, and I think it takes less than 10 minutes to do it. Start with percentages realistic for your actual life. So I gave the example of the $5,000, but it could be $1,000 or it could be $20,000 per month. apply the percentages, and send the money directly to every single pot. And then you can always increase them once the first month proves it works. And then the whole point is you stop having to think about it every month or every day. And you know exactly how much you have available when, for example, when you go on Friday evening with your friends. So you know exactly how much you can spend. So how to set it up? Open the pots, set standing orders, use realistic percentages for your case, and do a monthly review. You will see that it's really easy. Is nothing. There's nothing that you don't know, but is just stop the video and do it now. You will see the difference in 1 month, 2 months, 4 months, 5 months. You will be able to plan in advance, even your holidays. And finally, why this actually works. So without automation, you're relying on discipline at 9 p.m. on a Tuesday when you're tired. With the same salary, you will have the same stress and same let me check before you say yes to anything. Or you just take the credit card and you spend without control. So you would never know what do you really have, if you like in which position you are today. But with automation, the decision was made once, and it applies every single month after month after month. And it was done on a good day. You open your banking app on a Sunday morning with a coffee, not with bread. You already know what's covered. And that's important because it will maybe today you're scared of seeing your banking app because you don't know how much is there or if there is a direct debit coming today. Okay, so let's do a quick recap. We have 5 buckets, one for living expenses, the second one debt payoff, the third one investing, fourth for emergency fund, and the fifth one holidays and fund. Set it up once, let it run, adjust monthly, not daily. And finally, if you're not sure where to start, that's why I'm here. If you're thinking, I know I need this, but I don't even know where to start with my own numbers, that's exactly what the Free Money Clarity Call is for. It's a 30-minute call, no pressure, no pitch, just clarity, and I'm going to help you how to fix your finances and how to organize it on a case-by-case basis. It's free, and it wouldn't take more than 30 minutes. So the link is in the description, and if you don't think you don't need a clarity call, that's fine. See you next Wednesday, same time, same place, for the next money tip video. Thank you.